Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.
I have Myron Bruce, now known in Calypso circles as Calypso Nite. And I also have Fireball, international acclaimed and renowned artist. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
Greetings, greetings, greetings.
Good evening.
Myron, let me start off with you. I know you as the incredible Myron B. I know you as Myron Bruce. Where does Calypso Nite thing come from? Where is that?
Well, you know, we had Calypso Nite was, how to put it, a work in progress. We had a look at, when I say we are talking about myself and the management team, we had a look at where music art industry was heading way back in about 2008, 2009, right? And we realized that a new market is emerging, which is the digital market and the digital space. And what we decided to do, we were looking at, okay, what in 20 years time, what would the entertainer look like? What would entertainment consumption look like? What would art and culture look like in 20 years time? And in 20 years time, back then, it looked like we were heading into an era of backlinking. We're talking digital stuff here, digital footprints, and so on. And by that time, based on what we were looking at, when we look at what the digital space looked like for our art and culture, it was horrible, right? The Calypso brand, the Calypso name was, I mean, if you do a Google search in Trinidad, it would, you know, stuff would come up. But if you go outside and you start searching Calypso, it's a lot of the older stuff and stuff from other countries coming up on Google searches and so on. So when we were looking at producing music for the world now, because the digital space brought everybody closer together, we wanted to be able to easily identify who we are, what we are, and how we're doing with things. So we opted to go with a name that included the name Calypso. So at first, hearing the word first time, the outside user, right, or connoisseur of whoever consuming the music would be able to say, okay, this is Calypso, without a doubt, without having to ask a second question. So we had to change the name and include Calypso in it. So we decided to go with Calypso, but we wanted it to, you know, sound hip and cool and feel Caribbean. So when you think about, you know, you come into a Caribbean cruise and you're hearing some sweet music on that Calypso night, right? This is the vibe that we were looking for. This is the vibe and the style of the music that we have ready for the global market.
So this night, this Nite at the Round Table.
This is not Nite at the Round Table.
Night after day.
Night after day. Like how we just say it, you know, tonight is the night.
N-I-G-H-T or N-I-T-E?
Well, we say it like, we spell it like we just say it, N-I-T-E. Now, what prompted that though? I remember many years ago, I mean, he'll still do it. Super Blue came on stage with his entrance. You know, he does normally say tonight is Calypso night.
Yeah.
And once you hear that, you know what time it is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So when we were looking at the whole Calypso concept, that came to mind. So when you hear Calypso night, you know what time it is, right?
This outfit you're wearing this evening. Are you an emperor? Are you a what? A king? What?
You see, we next week, next Thursday to be precise, we have my concert coming up called King Humour-Us. You see my medals here?
Yeah.
That is the 6 times I won the 6 Humorous Calypso titles. I'm still the reigning king of Humorous Calypso in Trinidad.
Well, say what? We're going to get to that later. I want to find out a little bit more. You talk about digital footprints and all this kind of thing.
Yes.
You have a company called INT,
Yes.
right? What is the inspiration behind? Where did that come from? What is that about? Or what does INT do?
Well, we started, INT is a digital marketing agency that has spawned a number of digital services. We started as an entertainment and advertising production company in 2004. So we used to produce ads, jingles, music, and all the regular audio and video stuff. And as we approached like 2007, when the digital space started to open up, especially for us locally, we started to segue into digital and social media marketing services. And by about 2009-10, we basically went all in on digital marketing and social media marketing services. And what this has done, it kind of put us at the tip of the spear when it comes to understanding what is happening, what is trending, what is going to happen next in the digital space. So the Iron Digital Marketing brand basically provides digital marketing for brand awareness and lead generation. So we basically use digital services and audience intelligence, research, and all the good stuff to find customers for businesses and send them customer traffic. Then we have the INT Live brand, which we own right now, right? And our purpose is basically to help create, stimulate, and invigorate the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. Not just the culture, the art, the music, and the lifestyle of Trinidad and Tobago, and project it into the digital space through creating it and, celebrating it.
How successful has that been? It's over 10 years, right?
Well, the digital marketing, yes.
Yeah.
We had to do a lot of jogging on the spot, as I would say. Meaning businesses weren't ready. Individuals weren't ready because they weren't as tech savvy as they needed to be at that time. So while we were ready with audience intelligence, research, and all the fancy stuff, this average business owner still wanted to do radio and print ads, right? When that was already heading out of the door very, very quickly, right? So what happened? The thing that happened the other day for the last 2 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the thing.
Just before that happened, we started to see a lot more people understanding now that social media is now the new media, right? And they need to now invest in marketing on those platforms. So then the thing came, and it basically sped up people's understanding that they need to now be doing digital marketing. So we were jogging on the spot for about 10 years, and now people, businesses, and business owners and executives now understand that this is where the investment needs to be, and we need to get professionals to help move in that direction.
You sing Calypso, you win a number of crowns. You say 6 times.
6, yeah, like my left hand.
You have the iron, you have the iron company.
Yeah,
that's doing quite well. How is balance of family life, iron, performing, your own personal time? How is balance of all of that?
All is one, right? All is one.
All is one.
No, meaning, I have a studio home.
Okay.
Right? I always had a studio home all the years. So a recording studio and a video production studio. So content creation happens whole day, every day, anytime, right? So sometimes, I just keep real strange hours. People that say I don't sleep, and I believe them.
Yeah, I wonder when you sleep.
But so sometimes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll be there editing or creating content. If it's vibes, if it's client work or whatever, right? But they say when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That is very true,
right? And living in creativity and living in the creative space is basically what how I position my life. So family life is the same thing. The children running around, and they might grab 2 costumes and go and play the fool with it. You know what I mean? They sometimes my son, I would get him to do my photo shoot. So a lot of the photo shoots they would see with me and my royal whatsoever is my 10-year-old son, right?
Wow.
That doing these things. So we are all part of it.
So you talk about your son and family and things. What advice young viewers out there wanted to get into this kind of business? What advice you have for them?
treat it like any other career, right? Now, here's what happens with entertainers and people in the arts, right? It comes from a place of passion. And this passion is different to somebody who wants to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? They can't just start doctoring one time, right? Or just start practicing medicine one time. They have to go to the thing and all of that. But with the creative things, we could start singing one time. We could start writing, we could start poetry, we could start acting one time. And what happens is that oftentimes young creatives, they live in that passion because it is, it could happen now. And they don't take the time to learn the craft, one, train themselves and become professionals at what they do. And also the other part of it, treat their profession as a business. So what this looks like, for me, I had a very unusual 4 years of university with Errol Fabian, Nicky Crosby, and them in the Maljo Kaiso experience. Yangatang into Maljo Kaiso experience. And that was like a traveling circus, as we call it. Right? So we had Zandoli, Warlord Blakey, Penelope Spencer, Nicky Crosby, Myron Ali, Larry Joseph, Errol, Nicky, then Damian Melville, Louis Antoine, Clifford Lemon, Wendell Etienne. All of us used to travel and perform together like a circus for about 4 years, right? And as a young, impressionable 19-year-old, I was able to sit and look at the stand-up comedians and how they write and how they create. The singers, well, you hear the Zandoli and the Blakey and them, how they write, how they create. And they were able to impart some very valuable knowledge on the young, impressionable Myron. Yeah. And during that time, that is when I learned and understood the concept of show business. Because yes, we're young and we're passionate and we want to put on a show, we want to express ourselves. But the business aspect is very important in positioning yourself to have a sustainable career for years to come.
Wow. October is Calypso History Month.
Yes.
All right. As far as you're concerned, as far as IENT is concerned, how has that been? October coming to an end, eh?
Yeah, October coming to an end. Well, you see, this is a very tough, I want to say, Calypso History Month, because we're coming off, the place now open. We have some events. The celebrations have been muted because everybody in technically recovery mode right now. We still have some people that are brave and putting out some work. We too are doing this King Humour-Us event in celebration of Calypso History Month, and for us, it goes beyond just celebrating Calypso for this month, because we always celebrate Calypso across at IENT and celebrate and support Calypso. So this occasion, it is very special in that first time in 2 years, we get to have events with crowds and so on. So a lot of people have moved away from the virtual experience, because over the last 2 years, we provided a lot of support to Calypsonians with the virtual experience. And now we're shifting back to the real experience and we're hybridizing some of them. So, we have the King Humour-Us show, we have Extempo coming up, we have there's so many other artists doing their things, right? So Calypso History Month is on.
Right. By Calypso, stories are told, right? You think, as an artist, as an entertainer, as a Calypsonian, that Calypso, and we talk about education or curriculum, you think Calypso should be used to supplement literature in schools?
I wouldn't say supplement, but I would say complement, right? Because it is very, how to put it, Calypso has technically archived our history. And there's, no matter what happened at any point of our history, since pre-independence days, in colonial time come up, Calypso has recorded it and documented it. So we teach history, but history would tell us about it. But to touch and feel it, I think it should be supplemented or complemented, as I say, with the Calypso reference that would basically paint the picture of the day, right? Especially those from primary school straight up to higher levels of academia. All right. I remember going through some very, very old calypsos just to feel what the time felt like, right? I love Blakey's Steel Band Clash because my father was a pan man that lived through that era as well, right? Of, steel band wars, as they call it, right? And the stories that he would have told, having to go and play pan with a helmet, and you have a famous picture of him playing pan with a military helmet on, was for when bottles started to pelt, right? And understanding what it was like seeing steel pan today as this, the rivalry only happens on stage and it's not, physically real anymore, right? And then going back to Calypsos and they hear this man talk about the Bacchanal 1950 Carnival fight for so, right? And then of course when you go back to some of the more serious Calypsos that speak about times in history that that would have easily passed by with a glance. I'm trying to find the best one now.
You're talking about that, going through my mind right now. Graf Zeppelin.
Yes.
There's so many Calypsos that without going to, let's say, the English books and history books and things like that, that we traders will understand what went on in World War II.
Yes.
Right? The Calypsonians of the 40s painted that picture
in vivid color.
Exactly what went on in World War II.
Yes. And just the other day, I was telling somebody about Jean and Dinah, right? I think many years ago, I met Jean or Dinah, one of them, right? I didn't know she was still alive, right? Yeah. And I met the person, and they said, "This is Jean or Dinah." I can't remember which one it was. Many years ago. And I was explaining to somebody what Sparrow was singing about. That was after the period after the war, when the soldiers were no longer needed and everybody packed up and went back home. Right, and how the culture of the street changed, right? When you talk about, look at all them cavemen coming back to town because the sailors gone, right? And the girls are now affordable.
We could talk about this onwards and onwards. Let me take our next Calypso, for instance. Skrunter Woman and the Beast.
Yes.
Annie Lopez from Desperados.
Yes.
Right? That year, no history book will tell you that year there was a boycott by steel bands in Panorama. There had no pan in Savannah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was woman he based about.
Serious?
And here, Pan Trinbago decided to have a boycott. And for some reason, right, Desperados break the boycott.
Serious?
Desperados the only steel band went through Savannah.
And decided to go to the Savannah.
Yeah. So that Skrunter Woman, my pause reason, Skrunter Woman in the Beast. The whole story about people jumping up and thing. Because the first time they hear pan for Carnival Day.
So it was a very euphoric experience for the people at that time.
And this Indian woman playing bass pan with Despas, coming up with Despas. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And she's still alive.
Serious?
Yeah, she's still around,
wow.
Man. You know what I mean? So that history, they trade that history.
And they say, and as I say, the capacity to touch and feel it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it has so much references that touch on the political situation, the political climate, the economic climate.
Take the number.
We
had a period in time where rapes were kind of coming up, in crime and stuff like that. And this is a mother giving the daughter advice: when you get in somebody's car, take the number in case something happens to you.
Yes. Man, I remember related food prices as well.
There's a whole
classic, thing. Right? I mean, relevant today too, but
Yeah,
right?
Very relevant today. Very relevant today.
Yeah, but I mean, it have so much references that, that the historian or the culturist or the social researcher could come to Calypso to get.
Our culture, our arts, we could talk about this ad infinitum. Like right now with the thing with Tobago Carnival, and what is authentic carnival, and what is folk carnival,
Yes.
and what is Mardi Gras carnival, but that's a different story. So as we talk about history and literature and Calypso and things, let me bring my boy Fireball into this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know. When I say Fireball is an international star, Fireball portrayed that on the map. What year that was, boy?
That was 2007.
That is 15 years ago.
Yeah, 2000.
What was that? What was that? I'm sure again. That thing.
What I want. What I want.
Yeah. What it was? It went international.
What? Repeat the question.
The song went international.
Yeah, it went international. It topped some charts in Europe.
Yeah,
and America.
I know in Europe it was big in Europe.
Yeah, it was huge out there.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, Fireball. How you get that name?
I got that name when I was 9 years old.
Why?
It was right after the coup.
Yes.
Right, the coup in 1990.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a week before 10.
Yes.
And what happened is they decided to have a little kind of block vibe to celebrate the coup and we come out and party. And they had a sports day kind of thing, and they had a chant out before the party started. They decided to have a chant out, and everybody was big men. I was the only little boy. Them days are singing over everybody's song. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring. You know? So they decided, hey, that little boy could sing. Let me enter him. But what will you call him? You can call him Rohan. Because them days is, man name is Rankin and Dan and all kind of things. So that's a final name for me. The final was real talented, so they wanted a name with fire in it. So they started to say fire, circle, that diamond, a circle, square, that. Yeah, all kind of thing, and then Fireball. I said, hey. Yeah, and that was it. I entered the competition and freestyle something. I didn't do so well. I ran home after crying. You know, it was a long story, but the name stick. The name stick, and that was it. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Caribbean Spring Water, natural alkaline spring water from the Northern Range. Myron, we recently, it's all about Calypso History Month. We recently had this Diamond Jubilee Independence Calypso Monarch contest. Sneaky won it.
Yes.
Right? What were your thoughts on the competition? What were your thoughts about the standard and the Calypsos and the...
I mean, I participated as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I didn't make it past the semi-final round.
Okay.
Right? I would say the standard of the competition was very high.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very difficult competition to judge because everybody's literally singing the same song, right? And I mean, it pretty much boiled down to who had the best packaged show at any given stage of the competition. I think it was a necessary thing for us culturally and nationally because again, we were now able to mark this critical moment in history with this significant event. The color and the flavors of the songs, although everybody singing the same thing, was very diverse, right? And it was a competition that I could have comfortably enjoyed viewing and participating in.
Mm-hmm.
The winner, right, Snakey, I had to say congratulations to him because he was an outright winner. Right, he represented us well, and he did what I love the most: put on an excellent quality, not performance, show for the audience. Right? It was beyond of course, went above and beyond just a simple performance. Everything, yes. So he brought a good show, right, and something that was I think match the caliber of what is expected of a show of that stature.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was very good of the government to make that investment at this time.
Yeah.
It was good for Tuko and the artists to get a chance to come out and participate in this way after 2 years of not being able to.
Mm.
And I mean, it was just awesome to see, be a part of, and of course, see the people enjoy.
So you're wearing the royal regalia of being the 6-time Humorous Calypso Monarch, but you are also big in Parang Soca.
Well, listen. For years, people have been saying certain things, and I've been very humble with a lot of things. But I mean, there comes a time when they need to step up.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, in everything that I do it with excellence. I do it with grace, finesse, and royalty,
and professionalism.
So I often laugh and joke to myself that I'm the king of everything, right? I'm the king in my castle, as I say, I'm the king in my village. But it just so happened that I ended up with a Humorous Calypso village, an Extempo village, a Soca Parang village, and a studio village, production village. And I try my best to be very royal in all these areas.
So what plans do you have for 2022 as far as Christmas and Parang Soca concerned?
I'm doing my backyard Parang Jam. Yes, I released some work earlier this week.
You having a backyard Parang Jam?
Backyard Parang Jam. We've been doing that for years.
Like virtual or
No, live.
Live.
Yeah, this is a nice event we normally do.
Where?
The last time we had it was at Black Box. We did it at
Morris Street.
Yeah, we usually keep it in our backyard.
So where are you doing it this year?
We're not sure. We're working on the venue right now. By next week,
and around when you'll have it?
Usually we do it the first week in December. Mm-hmm. So it would either be like the 4th of December generally.
Well,
right? What we do is that we really keep a nice vibe. We free food, walk at the drinks, live Parang bands, and just come and enjoy yourself. That is what the backyard Parang Jam is about.
Well, people, if they continue viewing I Ain't Live, they'll get to hear more about it.
Of course.
Okay, so like Christmas, what plans do you have for Calypso Night for Carnival 2023?
2023.
Any plan, any tent, any competition we're doing? I'm
not sure about the competition and the tent. Of course, I love Extempo, right? The Calypso competitions, I'm not sure. That's a vibe thing with me, right? If I feel like entering, I will enter, but it's not like a priority to prepare for. The priority for me is to entertain again, right? The people need some entertainment in the vein of Calypso, right? So that is my primary focus. Of course, we have some soca we would be releasing. We have some concerts that we would be doing in the carnival season. I might do another King Humour-Us near the back end of the carnival season. But the idea is really to basically come out there and entertain the people and let them have fun and enjoy some good entertainment that not bound by any rules or anything like that, right? So we have of course we have King Humour-Us now.
You mentioned upcoming production. Where is that? What production is that?
That's King Humour-Us. That's the name of the show.
Okay, so let's talk about it. King Humour-Us, that is when that is?
That's on Thursday, 27th of October. That's next week.
Next week?
Next Thursday.
Yes. 27th.
At the Campus Plaza Auditorium. Right?
Where is that?
That's on Richmond Street. The Government Campus Plaza Auditorium. Right? Richmond Street, Rice Road.
Tuesday, what time we begin?
8 p.m. We're starting at 8 p.m.
And this show is, what kind of show it is?
Pure Humorous Calypso. It would be celebrating my 20 years. This is actually the 20th anniversary of my first Humorous Calypso Monarch. Right? I won my first one in 2002, second in 2004, and then I did that repeat 12, 13, 14, and then 2017, and they never had a competition after that. I don't know why, but
Who are some you have been guest artists?
Yes. Now it would be a very entertaining show. We have the stand-up comedians and a little sketch comedy from Wendell Etienne and Damian Melville.
Yeah.
We have rib-tickling humor from Kid Callaloo. Right?
They're one of my favorites, man.
Mine too, right?
Yeah.
I had to have him on the show. We have...
Callaloo must be about 100 years old.
About 300 years old.
Oh, shucks, boy.
He's the oldest Calypso and
that
Kid.
Going.
Yeah. We have... we bring a bit of nostalgia with Trinidad Rio. We have Joel Parsons, right? He's one of the humorists that I've come up with.
Stinger
Brother, yes.
Right.
We also have a very special performance of Extempo News. Extempo News live. And I will have one guest with me. That is Fireball. Right? So you're going to get Extempo News live with Calypso Nite and Fireball on King Humour-Us. Live on stage, ripping and raw.
Okay, so that's it. Thursday,
27th October.
Okay.
From 8 p.m. Government Campus Plaza. All you don't miss it. All you can enjoy this one. And of course, we have tickets 2-on-1, $300, general admission, $200. Right? So everybody could come.
I just have one more question for you.
Hit me.
I asked you, I wanted to complete a sentence for me.
Uh-huh.
If I wasn't in arts and entertainment, I would be a...
Wow. That is like saying, if I wasn't awesome, what would I be? In truth, I would have been awesome somewhere else. Chances are, I love cooking. Believe it or not. Yeah, one of my things was to be a chef. Right? But it was like a secondary thing. But being creative was so much part of my life. Honestly, I can't imagine being anything else. Right? From craft and art, drawing, painting, come straight into music and all of that. That has always been me. That's all I've ever known in my entire life. So, and what I've done over the years is found a way to just put art in everything. Right? So one of the areas that was very attractive to put art was in food. Right? So I love to cook. I love to bake since I was smaller baking. Right? I'm the last of 9 children. Right? We have 3 girls, 6 boys. Right? And the older brothers used to call my mother last daughter. I was the only one when everybody wanted to do whatever. I want to make cake, boy. You're talking about, right? I love that cake thing. And we talking cake with spoon from scratch.
So for Christmas and thing is make cake and pastel and thing?
Black cake. I like the pastel thing too much. You see the black cake? I love to make black cake, boy. I don't eat it much again because, since I turned vegan many years ago, I don't really eat things with eggs and them kind of thing. Right, so now we do the vegan options, and we still enjoy it.
Wow. Well, I must really thank you.
Thanks for having me, sir.
And I wish you all success.
Nice, man.
With King Comedy.
King Humour-Us.
King Humour-Us. And I wish Ian all the best as well.
Yes, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for providing me with a space on Ian. Fireball.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for coming this evening.
I learn more about my brother here.
Yeah.
So anytime he bongs up in Extempo finals,
I'll be looking forward to seeing you next week Thursday.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, Fireball, I hear you talking nonsense. I'm telling you right now, in your defense, you should stop that nonsense immediately and don't be planning nothing for Myrie. You're looking for trouble, so listen clear. You better put this in your head. Listen to me here. If you're talking any nonsense, I saying it flat. I go hit you a cough and a little more than that.
I'm a brave man. Yes, more than Sorta. I will never ever feed a mother's last daughter.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that was a taste of what to expect next week, Thursday night, at the Government Plaza on Richmond Street. You have been viewing Bloodline Podcast. My guests this evening have been Ian CEO Chairman Myron B, known in Calypso circles as Calypso Nite, and international renowned artist Fireball. Thanks for viewing. Have a good evening. Ciao.
Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events. Host webinars and sell courses. Promote your concerts, sell tickets, and live stream events. And market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.